Good morning, student. Hope everything is fine and okay. In the last session, we just finished our storyline drive. Okay, so today we're gonna stimulate our prior information about this story, and we're gonna start our tasks. So let's see together. We just talked about the baseball players and what the field, and we talked about the author Tanya Wezdin, and we said that she's writing her own story life, and this is called autobiography, and this is the type of the genre of our story. And we said, what's the autobiography? A story about true life of a real person. Okay, it usually includes an information and facts about this person. Okay, and we wrote, every one of you just try to write his own autobiography, right? And then we said that for each author or writer has three purposes to write the story. And what are they? The author purpose may be persuade us, to convince the reader of a certain point of view, or to inform us, to teach or give information to the reader, or entertaining us. So to hold the attention of the reader through enjoyment, right? And we said that our story is inform, just to inform us with a true story about a girl who meets a challenge. And after that, we fill in our story map, the conflict, the plot events, and the resolution. And what's the conflict of the story? Tanya wants to play baseball with the boys, but it's not allowed. And what's the plot event? The sequence of the story. Tanya plays as a scorekeeper. She asks if she can play in Mark's house. Mark says she can play if she can hit on one of his pitches. Tanya accepts Mark's challenge. What's happened at the end? The end is the resolution. Tanya gets to play with the boys by showing that she can hit Mark's pitches. Now, what we are going to do, we just finished also our vocabularies. Now, I want you one by one, each one of you start to read the word and the meaning, okay? Because we are going to use it now in our tasks. And then after you, by turn, reading Maven and the meaning, mortified, reigned, considered, designated, smirk, exhilarated. After you finish reading these words and the meaning, you are going to use it in our tasks today. And then I'm gonna correct your pronunciations errors or accents errors, okay? Now, what we're going to do in our task today, after we finish reviewing our story and read it before, so what we're going to do now, I'm gonna divide you into groups. We have two critical questions here, critical thinking. I want you to start using your minds, pump the ideas, try to stimulate all the information from our story and answer these two questions. I'm going to divide you into groups of 4, okay? And then you're going to share the ideas together to bring out the ideas or information that you gained from the story and try to fill in here. What's the first question? What evidence does the author provide to show that Tanya is brave, despite the fact that she specifically says she's not brave? So from the author's opinion, what do you think? He tried to persuade us that she, or provide us that she's so brave, giving you lots of examples and ideas from the story. The second question, use details from the story to quote how Tanya described herself. Try to remember how she described herself at the beginning, physically and mentally, and her feelings, her emotion at the beginning of the story, and in the middle and at the end. Try to bring all the information you gained from the story, okay? And what's after that? You're gonna, after you finish the 2 questions from each group, you're gonna, one of you gonna be volunteer to come out and presented the answers with a loud voice, clearly voiced, and the rest of the class holding up a sheet of paper or a note, and try to take notes of his grammatical mistakes, accent, pronunciation, and so on. And at the end, I'm going to give you a feedback. This is a task number 1. What about task number 2? It's so enjoyable, by the way. Task number 2, I'm going to divide the class into 2 groups. Group A and Group B. So divide the class, Group A and Group B. The Group A is be reporters. The Group B will be players. We are going to make an interview. Imagine you make an interview with a famous baseball or football player, because I think that football game is more popular in our country here than baseball. So as you like, just try. Group A will be the reporters and Group B will be the players. So what's your task, Group A? You're gonna try to make a list of questions and what you're going to ask a famous baseball player or football player. What about you, Group B? You're gonna make a list of answers you may be asked by the Group A. And what happened after that? One of Group A gonna come out and the other from Group B as a player come out and start the interview using the mic here, and imagine that you are inside the game and try to make an interview together. Okay, the rest of the class, as usual, bring out your notes and try to take notes about the errors or the mistakes that happen. Okay, and me too, I'm gonna sit here and try to take the notes. Okay, so at the end we're gonna discuss the mistakes, the pronunciation mistakes and the accent mistakes. Okay, now what about your assessment? You have a project to do here. Let's see the project. Tanya West proved to Mark that she could play baseball. Is that true? Yes. So, and you, describe a time. I want from each one of you, describe a time when you convinced someone that you could do something he or she didn't expect from you. So write here something that you try to convince someone about you can do it. Okay? And in the next session, we are going to discuss, and each one of you are going to come out and present it with a loud voice, clearly, loud voice, what he just wrote. Okay? And we're going to give a feedback altogether about the pronunciation errors or mistakes or the accent mistakes. Thank you. Good luck.